Are you a content creator looking for effects to improve your videos in 2021?
Welcome to Production Crate.
Production Crate is the resource for graphics, visual effects, music, and much more. On top of that, these assets are compatible with your editing software. Get your unlimited free effects today or premium effects for only $49 a year. Make it awesome.
So in September of 2020, on the last quarter of the year, YouTube announced on their blog that they have a brand new feature which is called YouTube Shorts, which is basically videos that you can post up to 60 seconds, which are in this vertical resolution. This is the video where we're going to cover how to make these shorts, what it is, how to actually, be eligible and all that. So for the people that are new to this channel, we upload videos about video editing, how to grow on YouTube, how to edit your videos with Vegas Pro and many different other software. And in today's video, we're going to cover this pretty recent feature called YouTube Shorts. So first of all, we're going to look what this feature is and what it can do. So on the 14th of September of last year, YouTube posted Shorts is a new short form video experience for creators and artists who want to shoot short, catchy videos using nothing but their mobile phones. YouTube has always been a place to be entertained from your favorite dance trends like Evolution Dancer, roller skate dances, and so much more. Over the years, YouTube has enabled an entire generation of creators who have shared their voice and found an audience of more than 2 billion people. So long story short, no pun intended, Shorts is basically a feature that you can upload your videos in the regular way, but then you have to also just make a little tiny adjustments in order to make these videos as visible and as effective as possible. So we're gonna actually go over a couple steps in order to get this feature and how to properly make these and how to also get the results that you're trying to achieve. So with that all the way, let's go ahead and get started with the first step. Okay, so this is actually a new feature that you can't really compare to, for example, different ones such as YouTube Stories, the community tab, which I also made videos about. If you guys want to see them, the link is in the description. But this is basically a feature that you don't need any requirements for. You don't need a certain amount of subscribers, you don't need a certain amount of views, you don't need a specific amount of watch time hours in the past, for example, 12 months in order to get monetized and all that. So this feature is actually just for anybody who wants to share these really short vertical videos on their YouTube channel. But I quickly want to mention something, guys. This feature is not enabled in Belgium yet at the point of when I'm recording this video on the 12th of February. So that means that I can go into the actual app and show you how to, upload these shorts. But of course, I'll make an updated video once this is available. But I can, of course, show you these videos that are on the YouTube blog, what the shorts will look like, and of course, how to also upload them. All right, so the first step is actually pretty straightforward. You don't need any subscribers, views, or watch time hours, or any requirements. You can just create a new channel or just use your existing one. And I think you have to make sure that your channel is in a good standing. So make sure that you don't have any community guideline strikes, copyright strikes, or any of these, risky things that could actually disable that feature while the strikes are on your channel. All right, so now that you guys know what the requirements are, let's move on to how to actually make these shorts and what things you have to keep in mind. Okay guys, so the first thing that you have to keep in mind is these videos have to be shorter than 60 seconds, or they can be 60 seconds or less, because this is not a regular video. You can just go upload a video that's, for example, 17 minutes and upload that and use, for example, hashtag shorts in the title or the description, and it will not pop up in the shorts because otherwise it wouldn't be called a shorts if you can upload 17-minute videos. So make sure that you will always, for example, post updates or short compilations from existing videos or trailers, just something under 60 seconds or 60 seconds on the spot to make sure that it will actually be accepted by YouTube and that will show up on a vertical video on your channel. The second point I want to mention is that this video has to be on a 9:16 resolution, meaning completely vertical, filmed with your phone like this. Because why it's called 9:16? Because if you're going to take a resolution of a regular YouTube video that's 16:9, which is this way, just in a horizontal way, if you go and actually tilt this one 90 degrees, it will turn from 16:9 resolution to 9:16, and that's why you have to shoot these videos on your phones. But what you can do as well, guys, is you can create, for example, a video that's 60 seconds or less, upload the files onto your computer, edit it a little bit, add in some music, some sound effects and everything like that, and then just send that back to your email, download it onto your phone, or use Google Drive or WeTransfer to send the file if it might be too big for email. And that's how a way that you can still edit your videos on your computer before it actually gets posted as a short video if you don't want to use the actual in-house app, the editor from YouTube itself. This this feature is very, very new. It's only a couple months old. But like I mentioned, guys, I will make a video about how to create this shorts video in, for example, Vegas Pro 18. I will make a video about how to properly edit these ones and the best render settings and all that. But at this point, I can't really show you guys how to upload them because this feature is not available in Belgium yet. So it still needs to roll out in different countries. So if you're in US based, you're 99% sure that you're likely having this feature. But if you're in different countries, for example, like Belgium or different ones that this feature isn't been in, don't worry that you're, for example, not eligible, because like I said, there are no requirements and you just have to wait until this feature is worldwidely published. So for this video, guys, I'm going to show you this preview that I of course found on the blog, which is showing you that you can see this button where it says create short, and on my end, of course, it says like go live, create a story, create a community post. So if you click on create shorts, you're able to upload a video that you have in your camera roll, that you edited yourself or that you shot yourself, and that you can like completely customize and edit with like custom music in the YouTube app, or that you edited on your computer. And then of course you always have to keep in mind that you always have to include hashtag shorts in the title and the description as well, to make sure that YouTube will recognize it as it's going to be a shorts, because if you're going to not include this one, it will just be published as a regular video on your channel just with black bars, because you of course filmed it in this vertical way, and YouTube is going to think that it's just going to be a regular video. The next point I want to go on is basically the first 5 seconds are actually the most important, guys, because of course when people are watching these reels, it's the same concept, for example, as TikTok or Instagram, that if people are scrolling and they come across a video, the first 5 or maybe even the first 3 seconds will decide if your viewer is going to stay or not. So don't take, for example, like the first 45 seconds to have like a really long intro before you get into the actual topic of the video, but just skip that part and keep it just for the end, for example, when people have seen the most important stuff at the beginning of the video. With these shorts, it's kind of in this way that you have to structure your video just a little bit differently. Like, for example, if you want to go and make a video in this way where you have like a really long intro like your regular YouTube videos, you have to maybe swap that to the very end of the short, because you have to use your intro and immediately start talking. Immediately you have something visually on the screen with audio just to keep the viewer, you know, watched and entertained. And that's basically something you have to keep in mind of while you're going to shoot these shorts. Okay, so right here I have the feature where it actually shows you what to do. So right here at the very bottom it says, you know, this plus icon and then create short, and then you can just have a timer, a countdown where it starts filming. You can do your thing, and of course you can always add in filters, add in music, just to make your short a little bit more entertaining instead of just having nothing in terms of like audio or just like any kind of noise from your environment. That's actually a really cool thing, that you can also insert music without being able to have like copyright issues, because the music that's submitted is actually all over the place. Because these shorts, I also want to point that out, these shorts cannot be monetized. They're not ads on the point of this short where it would be playing before the short, or, you know, in the middle, for example, like at 30 seconds, and then it, you know, shows an ad, and then it goes to show the last 30 seconds of the short to the 60 seconds. That's not happening. Well, it's not happening at this point. It could be that YouTube will monetize this in the long run if they see that it's going to be a really huge success, into like maybe have like really small overlay ads. I have no idea what kind of ad formats they want to implement into the shorts, but it's going to be in a real subtle way. Otherwise this feature is not going to attract a lot of people because they're so full with advertisements. The first thing that you have to do when you have shot your shorts and it's ready to go on YouTube, right now you have to keep in mind that you will keep your title within 40 characters or less, because it's not going to be like your 80, 90 or 100 character title that you're always been using on YouTube, because you have to really keep it like punchy. Because I think it's going to be in this way where YouTube will also, you know, shrink down the title to certain dots. If you're on your mobile phone in the search results and you have a video with a long title, you can actually see like the first couple words and then it just ends off in dots. So not using your entire title would be actually, you know, optimal. So if I'm going to give an example, let's say that you're going to show how to create a certain effect in Vegas Pro 18, I would actually recommend to not use Vegas Pro 18, how to create this effect tutorial, you know, all this way. I would just keep, for example, a really short and punchy title that says how to create blank effect in Vegas Pro 18. So I don't have the shorts feature yet. When this video is of course a couple months old, and YouTube will make like a lot of changes to the shorts and make it available for everybody around the world. We'll also create a new video about how to edit these videos, like I mentioned at the beginning. If you have any questions about how to, you know, use these shorts, or like different questions that I didn't cover in this video, make sure to let me know down in the comments. I'll cover as many questions as I possibly can about this topic, and that's basically it. Thanks a lot for your continued support, guys. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to reward it with a like down below. Subscribe if you're here if you want to see more of these videos about new features, how to grow on YouTube. What is going on, guys? My name is Alex. Welcome back to a brand new video. Now in this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys exactly how to get paid on YouTube in 2021, because last week or the week before I made a video about how to monetize your channel. That's actually the first step. So if you guys haven't watched that video yet, make sure to check out the link down in the description, and as well at the outro you can find a card where you can click through. So if you all done these steps, such as enabling the monetization, you accepted like the terms, and you signed up for an AdSense account, you enabled all the ads, like right now your channel is fully monetized, you're in a partner program, but how does it actually work when you start getting views and the money starts to keep adding up in your AdSense account? Like, how do you actually get your revenue from your AdSense account into your bank account or anything like that? Or, you know, what are the payment methods? So I'm going to guide you guys through how to set it all up, what the payment methods are, what the payment threshold is as well, because you won't get paid on YouTube under a certain amount, but of course that's obvious. So if you guys are excited for this video, make sure to smash the like button down below, subscribe if you're here for the very first time watching, and I would say let's start getting paid by YouTube in 2021 right after the intro. Alright guys, so as you can see right now, we are on Google. So the first thing that we need to do is, of course, when we have our ads enabled, like I said in the intro, everything is done. We need to basically just confirm our payment method. So all our earnings will go into your AdSense account. So we're going to log into our AdSense account. So I'm going to go to adsense.com. Okay, so right here I have to blur a couple things, but it's not really that important since we have to go to the payments button, which is on the middle on the left. So right here, we're going to click on here, and right here it says my earnings, which is €2.37 from the 1st of January until the 19th. But of course, guys, this is not accurate at all because I'm signed with a network, so they take care of my earnings and everything is going to there and not into this AdSense account because they manage it, of course. I think for one weird reason there's like €2.37 stuck on this account. So how this essentially works is right here you see this bar, and once it reaches €70, which is approximately like $100, you will be able to be paid out. So it's really cool that you can track it right here. So if it would say like €65, then this bar would be like halfway filled. So right here it says how you get paid. You don't need a payment method until your earnings threshold has been reached. So right here it is actually grayed out. I cannot click on it because I haven't met the threshold. But the thing you need to do, guys, is just when you reach your threshold, you will actually see this button become clickable where it says add payment method, and then you can just fill in your bank transfer, you know, wire transfer, you know, information such as your bank number, your name, like the expiration date of your card, anything that is needed in order to go and, you know, get paid. And what's really important is that you don't forget the BIC/the SWIFT code. That's like a code from your bank. Every bank has it. Make sure that you don't forget to fill that in, otherwise the payment will be sent back to Google and it will not be able to proceed. So that is how you can actually set up your payment settings in AdSense. Of course, I would love to show you guys how to do that, but right now I'm only like €2.37, so it's not clickable, so this button is grayed out. But if it was actually clickable, I would have gone through the entire process to fill in the bank numbers. But I don't really think it's like really complicated after this, you know, setting, like how you get paid, because it's just only filling in your bank info and that's it. Now you just have to wait until your, you know, revenue is starting to add up, and then once you reach $100 or €70 or whatever currency you use in your country, you will actually be able to pay it out and set up this payment method just once, and then it will roll over every single month. And to also answer your question, guys, if you didn't receive, for example, your threshold within the first month, let's say that you make like $72 out of the 100 in the first month, YouTube is not going to keep your earnings, guys. They will just roll it over to the next month, and as soon as your earnings from the next month will start, they will just be added up to those 72 existing dollars in your account until you meet the 100, and Google will automatically pay you out. You don't have to like request it each time. It just goes automatically. So guys, this is how you set up your payment settings in AdSense. It is really simple. And of course, if you guys haven't seen that previous video how to monetize your channel first with like accepting the terms and like making an AdSense account first, because if you're wondering how I'm in all this entire menu and in this entire account, you guys have to check out the first video where you have to enable monetization, turn on the ads, because then if you watch that video, you will be able to log into this specific account. Well, not this account, but just this type of account where your earnings will be visible and everything like that. So you can also see like which type of ads are running, you know, on your videos and everything like that is really cool. They also give you like really quick tutorials and where Google places the ads. We have like sites if you want to monetize actual websites instead of your YouTube channel. We also have like blocking content. We have the reports where you can track everything that you want to know about your website or anything like that. But that's basically really cool that you can just go and actually track everything, where it comes from, which type of ads are on your videos, how long are the ads, the types of people that are watching it, and so forth. So guys, this is basically how to set up your Google AdSense account and how to get paid as well. If you guys enjoyed this video and you found this video helpful, make sure to reward it with a like down below. Also subscribe if you're here for the very first time watching, and if you would like to see more of these how-to videos about how to grow, how to set up your channel, and so forth, and also video editing tutorials. YouTube has officially announced on Twitter that they will start taxing people living outside of the US, making money from the US, which basically means that if you are a YouTuber, you're like I am outside of the US, I'm based in Belgium, but I have an audience and 60% of that is from the United States, they will actually start taxing your earnings. And of course, you already probably have received an email, you have heard about it on the news, or you saw a notification on your dashboard that you have to fill in this tax form in your AdSense account. And if you're with a network, they will of course take care of that. This is actually a very important topic, because if you're not going to fill in your tax form on time by May 31st, YouTube is going to default not only on your revenue made from the USA, but on your entire paycheck. All the views combined, they will take out up to 24% in taxes. So make sure to also go and follow this video step by step in order to not make any mistakes, and also to submit your form as quick as possible so that you're not running late or forget about it, so that you don't get taxed the maximum amount, which is 24%, which is about a quarter of your entire earnings for just not filling that in. So if you guys are wondering how to fill in this tax form, make sure to smash the like button down below, subscribe if you're here for the very first time watching. So let's go ahead and start filling in this tax form right after the intro. Alright guys, so as you can see right now, I also let out the face cam in this video because it's quite important that I'm not going to distract you guys with going full screen on and on, because tax information is very valuable. It's necessary to fill this in accurately, so I'm not going to distract you guys with the face cam. So as you can see right now on my dashboard, I have to blur a couple things, of course. So how this essentially works is, before I'm going to show you how to fill in this form and how to use all the proper information, I'm going to first give you a little bit more of a story, like what this actually means for you. And also I want to mention any questions that you guys have. I'm not gonna try to answer any questions in this video, otherwise this video will be way too long. So what I'm gonna suggest you guys to do is, any kind of question, no matter what you have, please let me know down in the comments, and I'll be taking my time to respond to every single comment. I can imagine you have a ton of questions, for example, like how much am I gonna get charged? How much money do I need to make in order to get charged? Am I gonna get charged if I make only $10? All these questions I can imagine you guys would have. Please drop them down in the comments and I'll be looking into them. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to go to our Gmail, and right here we have a statement from YouTube, and I'm first going to read out, of course I'll leave all the timestamps in the description down below, so if you already knew this email and you know everything about it and you just want to know how to fill in this form, please check out the description for the timestamps to jump straight to the filling out form if you guys already know this. For the people that are wondering, that are new watching for the very first time, let's go ahead and read out this and actually get it clear what YouTube is doing right now. So it says, we're reaching out because Google will be required to deduct US taxes from payments to creators outside of the US later this year, as early as June 2021. Over the next few weeks, we'll be asking you to submit your tax info in AdSense to determine the correct amount of taxes to deduct, if any apply. If your tax info isn't provided by May 31st, 2021, Google may be required to deduct up to 24% of your total earnings worldwide. What they actually mean by this is that they will not deduct 24% of your earnings from only the US, but from your entire paycheck, guys. So if you're not going to submit your form by May 31st or before May 31st, they're going to take 24% of your total earnings, no matter which country the revenue is made from, so not only the US. What do I need to do? In the next few weeks, you will receive an email to submit your tax information in AdSense. The online tax tool in AdSense is 6 steps and will ask you a series of questions to guide you through the process to determine if any US taxes apply. For more information on these changes and list of tax info to prepare, visit our help center. So of course this works differently, because if you are signed with a network, right here you can clearly see that I'm signed signed with each network for almost 5 years. Of course, they manage AdSense and the payment goes through them. So if you are with a network, guys, please reach out to your partner manager to follow up. But if you're just with Google AdSense without any network, this video can be really helpful to you too, because of course you have to fill in the info yourselves. As 9 out of 10, if you're with a network, your network will ask you just a couple details, for example, your info and all that, to fill that in for you. Okay, so recently on Twitter, the bomb exploded and people are always wondering this specific question: why is this happening? Why do I need to pay taxes to a country I don't live in, I don't work in, I don't have anything to do with? Because I can understand people in the UK are saying like, all right, I'm living in the UK and I'm already paying taxes on the earnings I receive from YouTube in the UK, because every country has taxes, of course, because I'm also just paying between 30 and 45% in taxes from the earnings from YouTube. So why do I need to pay double taxes in Belgium and in the US? And right here it says Google has the responsibility under Chapter 3 of the US Internal Revenue Code to collect tax info from all monetizing creators outside of the US and deduct taxes in certain instances when they earn income from viewers in the US. So this basically means that if you are making money from people that are watching your videos and the ads are playing in the US, you will be taxed on that. For creators outside of the US, we will soon be updating our terms of service where your earnings from YouTube will be considered royalties from a US tax perspective. This may impact the way your earnings are taxed and are required by US laws. Google will deduct taxes. How will my earnings be impacted? If you provide your tax info, US taxes may be only applied to your monthly US earnings from AdSense. So this basically means that depending on how much you make, Google will of course take, for example, 10% of the earnings you make from the US. So I looked in my analytics, guys, and about 62.5% from all my views per month coming from YouTube. So I'm assuming they will take a certain percent of my money that is made from US viewers. Revenue earned from viewers in the US through ad views, YouTube Premium, Super Chat, Super Stickers, and channel memberships. So everything will be taxed from the US, guys. It's not only your views, but of course when you're going live, people are using Super Chats, everything will be taxed when it's coming out of the US. And then right here they stated again, if no tax info is provided, your tax rate may default to the higher individual backup withholding rate, 24% of total earnings worldwide. To estimate the potential impact on your earnings, follow these instructions. Thanks, the YouTube team. Alright guys, so right here we also have this support page that I will also leave down in the description if you click on this link right here. But of course I'm not going to go into all of that. You guys can read it if you have still more questions about it. So let's move on to the actual tax form that I have in my email. Alright guys, so how do you get to submitting your tax info to Google? First, you're going to go to your AdSense account. So I'm going to just open up in this one in a new tab, and then we need to click on payments, manage settings, and then we see the United States tax info. All right, so this is my AdSense account. So as you can see right here, it says important, check if additional tax information is required from you. All YouTube creators and partners are required to submit tax information to ensure any applicable taxes on your payments are accurate. Okay, so I'm going to click on manage tax info, and then we will see, of course, the form with all the 6 steps that YouTube were actually stating in the email. So to get payouts from Google, make sure that you provide your tax information. This will take just a couple minutes. Then right here it says add tax info. Now I've seen tweets from people on Twitter replying to YouTube saying this blue button isn't clickable for them. It's grayed out. I have no idea at the point of recording why that is. Maybe people are earning not enough money in order to get taxed. I'm not completely sure, guys. Don't hold me to it. I'll be doing research in it, and if you guys have questions about this grayed out button on your end, then I'll be able to respond why this button would be grayed out for you. Right here, United States tax info. What type of account is JustAlexHalford? Of course, it's my business one, so I'm going to click on individual. But I do want to mention I'm right now filling in this form, but I'm not going to actually submit it to Google because I want to have my network take care of it. So right here it says, are you a citizen or resident of the United States? Right now I'm not, so I'm going to hit no because I'm based in Belgium. I'm going to hit next. Select your W8 tax form type. Based on your previously selected answers, a W8 form is needed. Now right here they gave me 2 options. Now here's where it get a little bit complicated, guys, because of course when I received this email, I immediately ringed up my accountant, and of course I have to also forward this email to him. So right here what they actually state is this form is most commonly used by non-US individuals and would be also used to claim tax treaty benefits. Now what does tax treaty mean? Now if your country has a deal with the US, you can actually get your tax number to be 0 because you can actually deduct the amount Google will take, for example, from your own taxes that you pay in your country. So right here it says W8 ECI. This form is most commonly used by a non-US business entity or individual that earns income related to the US trade or business and files US income tax return. But I just need to fill in this one because I think Belgium has a tax treaty with the US, so I'm gonna pick this one. Guys, I don't want you to make any mistakes. If you guys still aren't sure about these two, please ring up your local accountant's office or a lawyer or basically anything that knows about this. I'm not an accountant. I do have an accountant myself just because I don't have enough knowledge about these stuff, and this is just to show you guys how this form works. So right here we have to start our W8EN form. So I'm going to click on there, and then it's going to ask us questions in this form. So right here it says name of individual, so I filled in my name. So right here it says DBA, doing business as, name or disregarded entity. So right here you have to fill in your name or the entity of your company. So let's say that this is your official name and that you have, for example, a YouTube channel. You have to fill in something different than your name, because if I click on this icon, company name different from the owner's name. Country of citizenship, so I'm going to pick, of course, Belgium. And right here I have to fill in my taxpayer identification number. So right here I have to fill in my foreign one. This basically means that I have to fill in my tax number from Belgium that I use to make, for example, purchases for my company. So this one is what I got when I made my company back in 2017. That was generated by the database where all the companies are held. So I'm going to fill that in right now. Okay, so I have to blur this number. Of course, my accountant is going to have a go at me. But right here it says US ITIN or SSN. So this is not what I have. I don't have a company registered in the US, so I can't fill this in because I don't have right here a number like this one, because right here it says BE from Belgium. So I'm just going to skip this one. So I'm going to hit next. So right here you have to fill in your address, of course, your town, your city, your area code. So I'm going to fill that in right now. So right here you have to just fill in your address. Of course, I have to blur all of that. So I'm going to hit next as well when your address and your area code and everything is filled in. Okay, so right here you have to check basically if you have your tax treaty or not. Now, you don't have to necessarily call up an accountant office, for example, to check if this is the case, because you can actually Google, for example, like, does India have a tax treaty with the US? Does the UK have a tax treaty with the US? No matter which country you're in, you can just simply Google this. So this is what I just did, guys. Does Belgium have a tax treaty with the US? The US-Belgium tax treaty was signed in 2006. So I'm going to go back to the form, and right here we do have a tax treaty. So I'm going to click on yes. Resident of country claiming treaty with the US. I'm going to click on here, and then I'm going to pick, of course, Belgium again. You may be exempt or have tax withheld at a reduced rate on certain income types earned with the US. These reduced rates and exemptions vary among countries and specific income types. Select all that apply to you. You can claim any future income types that you may plan to earn from Google products. So right here, of course, it says services, AdSense. So I'm going to check on that one because I do have to mention that, for example, this one, motion picture, MTV, other copyright, YouTube, Google Play. This might, for example, have something to do with if you have an app in the Google Play Store and you're making money from that app, for example, you also have to check on this one. But I don't really have any other sources from AdSense or generating money from the US than just YouTube views and all that. So this is basically what I have to check. You can also just look up what this exactly is, and then the withholding rate can be, for example, 0 reduced rate or 30. You have to look into that. I'm not going to fill that in at this point. As a tax resident of the country identified in the tax identity section, the individual identified in the tax identity section meets the requirements, terms of the treaty, doesn't have a permanent establishment in the US, and doesn't perform independent personal services in the US from a fixed base in the US. So you have to basically just check this one, and then I'm going to click on next. So then they will generate this document for you, and then you have to just go and wrap up everything. So if I'm going to click on I confirm that I have reviewed the generated tax documents to the best of my knowledge and I believe they are true, correct, and complete, you can check this one. So then I'm going to, for example, click on next. It's going to apply this, but I'm not going to do it because I first have to check in with my accountant, with my network, with people that know a lot more about this before I actually submit something like that, because I'm just going through this form just to make this video and not to officially fill this in for my tax info. So this is basically how it all works, guys. If you have have more questions, please let me know down in the comments. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. This is how you fill in the tax form. Now that you guys have followed all the steps, there's nothing more to do but just wait and see which kind of bracket you will be placed in, because of course if you're gonna make, for example, $100 a month, they're not gonna put you in the highest bracket like YouTubers that would be in that will make, for example, like $10,000 or $15,000 a month on YouTube. So let me know in the comments down below what kind of bracket you are in, how much percentage are they taking from your earnings, is this a fair deal that people from the outside of the US have to pay taxes to a country that they don't work or live in? We're working and living outside of the US, so is it a logical way? Because you're already paying taxes on your earnings that you receive in your own country. So let me know down in the comments, guys. That's all for you guys today, and I'll see you guys obviously in the next video.